let's talk about Carolina because that is
that's
the other
side of the
that's
coin.
the other side of the coin. That's the other side of the ACC discussion we have to have.
Woo.
Is Hubert Davis on the hot seat?
Hubert Davis. What can you say? like what? This has happened 4 times. Like 3 embarrassing, you can't even come back from moments. Like John Calipari embarrassed you. Jim Larinaga just embarrassed you. Rick Barnes embarrassed you.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Bray semi-embarrassed you.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I love Hubert Davis. He's the right guy for the job. But at the same time, we can't go to the press conference after this game and say, I don't know. Somebody's got to know something. I don't know who knows.
What was the tone? Did you watch the press conference?
Yeah, the tone was, we're going to try to find a leader. And Titus, I hate to bring this up, but at the start of the season, Hubert Davis was asked, who's the leader of this team? He said, we have all leaders. So which means that we have no leaders. It's the quarterback conundrum. If we have 3 quarterbacks, we don't have 1 quarterback. So like the fact that he said that, now he's saying this, and then to say I don't know, you have to know something. And then during this game, I had people within that think they're close to the program text me being like, so and so hates so and so. I'm like, what is this? The OC? Like, get over it. Get over it. Like, I don't care if you hate somebody. Like, get over it. It's about the team. Like, you're embarrassing.
That's
yourself.
tough, though. It is tough. If women are getting in between guys, that's tough. That's tough to overcome.
It's not women. It's just like jealousy over like he gets 10 shots.
Oh, it's that.
And I need my 10 shots, and he's a part of the core, and I'm not a part of the core, and I'm supposed to be starting. And what are we doing?
Yeah.
I feel like Chris Vernon right now because I'm just like I'm full of emotion, and I don't know where to put it. But all I know is that North Carolina basketball. We're gonna
shout out to Verno, by the way.
We're gonna hit the panic button.
We dug up that clip. Jim found the clip of when Verno was on and he kept yelling, YouTube.com.
That was the best.
Go to YouTube.com. Go to YouTube.com.
That was one of the best interviews of the year.
I threw out the hypothetical. What if we look up in January, Verno, and Memphis is in like, I said this, what if they're in quote unquote like 4th place in the American? And Verno just lost his mind. He's like, 4th place. If I look up in January and the Tigers are 4th place in the American,
are you serious? 4th? Wait. 4th?
Verno. I mean, at some point, you start laughing. And Memphis is in 6th place in the American. So that was pretty funny. So shout out Verno.
Shout out to Verno, and I understand that feeling because like at the start of the year when we were talking about North Carolina, I bought it. I bought the hype. Like they got me again.
There's reason. I'll defend you in this regard. Like North Carolina's roster has
a lot of stars.
There's like reason to
recruiting
talk
stars.
I don't think you talking yourself into North Carolina was misplaced coming into the season. I think you had every right to believe this would not be a disaster. They're not in the tournament, right?
Yeah, they're in the tournament.
They're in the tournament.
Yeah. They're in the tournament.
Are we sure?
They're a 10 seed, 9 seed, 10 seed.
Are you talking yourself into the UCLA?
They're in the tournament. Like they're in the tournament.
Mouse.
Just keep.
They're in the tournament. It's just like.
How many times do you think Tate's going to say it before he believes it?
They're in the tournament.
The NIT?
But you just got to think about this. Like, this was supposed to be his Bill Guthridge team, right? Like the 1997-1998 North Carolina Tar Heels. Which
where's Vince Carter?
I know,
where is he?
but that's the problem with this team because it's like the messaging is wrong. We got all these stars and everybody. Man, how great is this guy? How great is this guy? They suck. You know what I mean? Like I hate to tell you, like I don't care if you were a 4-star, 5-star. Like you just got beat by 30. Like. I mean, that's the crazy part about it, and I don't know what to say, Titus.
So if let's say hypothetically, I don't know, let's pick a name, Brad Stevens.
Yeah.
Who's Bubba is
Bubba Cunningham
is
the AD.
North Carolina's AD.
Yeah.
Brad Stevens calls Bubba Cunningham on April 17th after Carolina has missed the NCAA tournament or lost in the first round for the 2nd consecutive year in the NCAA tournament.
Oof.
And Brad says, I want to get back into coaching, but I only want one job, and it's North Carolina. I could not. I've already burned the bridge with Indiana and everyone in Indiana. Kansas is set with Bill Self. Duke is set with John Shire. UCLA is set with Mick Cronin, obviously.
Yeah, it's so set.
The only situation I see breaking in back into college at a blue blood situation
is
North Carolina. what if you're Bubba Cunningham? What do you do?
Bubba says yes, for sure. And I think that it's because Bubba had no say the first time around. And what I really care about, and it's all I ever care about, it's just accountability. So, like, all I want on the other side of these conversations is, like, Hubert should be calling Roy Williams after this game and, like, be like, what is the advice? Like, what do I do with this? Because this was Roy's call at the end of the day. Like, this is his succession plan.
Yeah.
Like, he is invested in the succession plan. And if the succession plan is too much for all the parties involved, we can get ahead of it and say that. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest about it. Let's be honest about the messaging of it. Because
you're trying to get an annulment.
No,
you're not trying to divorce.
We can't keep getting beat by 30 points. Like, I don't know who to blame. I don't want to blame anybody. I don't want anyone to get fired. I don't want anyone to transfer. I want everyone to be great. But guess what?
I just don't want to lose by 30.
I don't want to lose by 30. I don't know how. That's the first thing. If I walked in the room, that's all I would say to everybody. It's like, how do we stop that? Like that. I mean, I want to lose by at least like 15. Like, I don't want to get blown out. You know. Start there.
All right. Same hypothetical. Remove Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens is the guy.
Remove Brad Stevens.
He's the call.
Put in Rick Pitino. Exact same hypothetical.
Give me Rick Pitino. I mean, I would take. It's one of those things where it's like
we should play that game. How many coaches are you taking to replace Hubert right now?
Well,
John Miller.
It's unfair. It's unfair to Hubert because it's like all these guys have head coaching experience. All these guys have all these years on him. And you know, his bench, Jeff Lebo is the number one guy for him to talk to, or Pat Sullivan. And I love Pat Sullivan. Pat Sullivan's a guy he should be talking to more, in my opinion. But instead, he's talking to Brad Frederick, and that's just what we're doing right now.
Here's the problem too with Hubert. This being his first year, I think discussing like the difference between Roy and Hubert. I mean, obviously Roy is Roy, but
3-time national champion.
But in how they handle it, because I think you're conditioned to like Hubert should be going to these press conferences and taking it and saying this was my fault. I didn't have the team ready. But he can't do this because he's trying to like convince people that he's the man for the job. So if he came in every time you guys lose by 30, he's like, "This is on me. This is on me." You have no positives to point to if you're Hubert Davis.
And he's an optimist.
Taking all the negatives. Whereas Roy,
when
you've won all these national titles and you've won all these trophies, you can then go into the press conference and say, this is on me, because no one in their right mind is saying, let's fire Roy.
Yeah.
But now people are saying, let's fire Hubert.
What does every coach say to you, though? Like, when you talk to a coach and you ask them, like, what is something that you can't coach or you can't teach? They all say effort and energy.
Yeah.
This team is literally the definition of that. That's why I can't even get mad at Hubert. Because it's like you can't coach effort and energy. It is what it is, you know? It's like there's no fix for this. This is like it's almost like a personal onus that you have to take upon yourself to say, I do not want to get beat by 30 points.
Yeah.
I will not let that happen.
Yes.
And that will trickle down to the rest of the team. But you know what that is? That's leadership. And I heard at the beginning of the year that everybody in the locker room is a leader. So I would like for them to live up to that. Attitude reflects leadership, Captain.
Tate's coming apart at the seams.
Oh, you should have seen me watching this game. It was literally, my mouth was on the ground because it was so predictable and also so unbelievable at the same time. Hey there, thanks for watching Titus and Tate. For the full friend of the program experience, subscribe right below and come join us for all things college basketball. The action is heating up. Come join Titus and Tate.